recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivial Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivial Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Chris.
Yo, we going down to Sesame Street.
That's your impression of hardcore rap?
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in that list. Oh my God.
You were like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
And the rest of the Trivial Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes the pub quiz out of the pub and brings it home to you. My name is Jonathan, and I am here today with Mr. Ben Young. Hello, Ben.
I like how Chris mimes the words as you're saying them.
He does have this whole little van down by the river dance that he does.
I just want to say Super Mario, but okay.
I am here with Mr. Chris Hollister. Hello, Chris.
Jonathan, it's good to be back. How are you today?
I am fantastic. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, and it's nice to see your friend Ben Old here.
Ben Old.
Yes.
Yes.
Or could he be straight old?
Yeah,
because it's Ben. Never mind. All right. I was trying something, and I felt it failing, so I'm ejecting.
He felt it failing.
Yes.
He ejected from the joke.
Yep. I'm out.
It. And our guests today, first up, Emily Veraa is here. Emily, did I pronounce your last name right?
Woohoo!
You did, yes.
I did. I feel like a superhero. And I'm also joined by Rebecca Bell. Hello, Rebecca.
Hello, everybody.
Why don't you guys start by telling us a little bit about yourself? So, Emily, where are you from? What do you do? And tell us something interesting about yourself.
I live in Round Rock, Texas, which is about 12 miles outside of Austin. I teach high school agriculture, and I got into trivia kind of the common way. My parents always watched Jeopardy, and I wanted to hang out and prove that I was smart too. And my brother was probably the smartest person I know, and his thing was he knew all the answers to Trivia Pursuit, and if you wanted to play with him, you had to know those answers too. So it's kind of how I got into it, hanging out with my brother and my parents.
I love that. All right, Rebecca, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something interesting about yourself.
So as you can probably tell, I'm originally from England. That's my accent.
Really?
But I've lived in the US for 20 years, initially in Massachusetts and now in New York. I live about an hour outside New York City. Some of you may have heard of my husband. His name's Alistair Bell. So he's been a previous guest on Trivial Warfare. He's also a 3-day Jeopardy champion. And so I kind of got into trivia through being married to him. If I wanted to spend time with him, it was, good if I played along.
You know what? That's fantastic, though. That's a great thing.
So, Rebecca, I have a question. Has it been difficult for you to maintain your accent? Have you been intentionally trying to maintain it, or what?
No. Our theory is that when you move as an adult, you don't lose your accent. I think what changes is your vocabulary and your choice of words, because in order to make yourself understood, you have to kind of adopt the vernacular.
Got it. Okay.
But the accent has not waned.
Got it. Okay.
But my children who were born in the States think we sound hilarious and ask us to say English words on purpose just so they can laugh at us.
It's like they wash up in the loo.
Oh, wow, Jonathan! Don't ever do that again.
That actually wasn't bad.
If I don't do that again, you won't be able to laugh at it.
It wasn't bad. My British accent is terrible. So
your English accent is terrible.
Hey! I'm from the South.
I spend most of my time dealing with children, but also I do nature photography, so that is my real passion.
Wow,
Love it. Awesome. Well, welcome to the show, you guys. All right. It's time for Warm It Up, Chris.
It's time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TWA, and that's Chris. and sometimes Jonathan.
All right. Well, ladies, gentlemen, Ben, you're warm.
I'm gender neutral today, apparently.
I thought he means you were something completely non-human.
Anyway, your warming up Chris question is from Laura Gilkey. So, Laura, thank you so very much.
Thanks, Laura.
Thanks, Laura.
I have a feeling it's going to be sports.
It is not, as a matter of fact.
Oh, Laura is stretching out. I got to meet Laura.
Oh, very cool.
When I was in Tampa, we ran into each other at the Rays game.
Oh, very nice.
It was a lot of fun.
Sweet.
All right, so Laura sent an email that said, this is a list of famous homes and estates that have names. Half of the 16 that she's listed here have been owned by presidents.
I knew they would be. By the way, how can I give my estate a name?
Do you consider your house an estate?
Yes.
Then I think you should name it.
I think I should too, but how do you make it official?
You just, let's go back to Trivial Warfare Dome.
Do I need to get listed on Google? All right, never mind.
I think
up to you.
I think you have to be famous and dead in order for it to be official.
I don't want to be dead.
Oh, well, hey, you asked, I answered.
What about being famous?
I don't mind that.
He's got famous.
Oh, whatever.
In various English villages, it's quite common for their houses just to have names and no number or street address. So when I
Really?
write to my dad and stepmother, I literally just put the name of their house and the village it's in.
What's the name of
that's
the,
it.
what's the name of their house?
Ashfield.
Ashfield. See, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it really is.
I'd name mine like Bob.
I was thinking Thunderdome.
You would name it. You would name it after your brother.
Deliver it to Bob on Winthrop Cove Drive. All right. Warm us up, Ben.
Or Chris.
Chris, shoot. Sorry, I thought it was you.
Are you
All right.
still drunk from last night?
No.
I'm still drunk from 2 weeks ago.
I was never drunk last night.
Okay, so Emily,
Yes.
your very first one is from the great state of Virginia, and it is Monticello.
Oh, Thomas Jefferson.
That is absolutely correct. Miss Rebecca, yours is from the great state of Tennessee, and it is Graceland.
Oh, well, that's not a president, but that's Elvis Presley.
That's right. It's the king himself.
It was a king.
That's right. Hail to the king, baby. All right. Correct. Well done. Mr. Oakes.
Yes.
You get also from the great state of Virginia.
George Washington.
Mount Vernon. George Washington is correct.
I was hoping he'd save that one for me, but
I thought it was like a good 80% chance you were about to say Mount Vernon.
Yeah, unfortunately, you just sat in the wrong spot, Ben. If you sat over there, you would have gotten it and been fine.
I think you're about to get the Biltmore.
we'll see.
All right. So, Mr. Young.
Yep.
Don't rearrange it.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
You get also from the great state of Virginia, Montpelier.
Montpelier.
Montpelier, really?
Montpelier.
It's the capital of Vermont.
It is.
Well, it's also the name of a famous estate.
I didn't know that.
It is
President?
from a president as well.
Montpelier in Virginia.
In Virginia.
John Adams.
No.
It is not John Adams.
Probably
He's from
probably
Massachusetts.
Madison.
It is James Madison. That is correct.
That makes sense.
All right, Emily,
Yes.
you get, and I'm going to have to spell this for you, from the great state of Wisconsin, Taliesin, Taliesin. I can give you his I can give you this person's occupation if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Is it an
Architect.
Architect. Okay.
You've heard this one before.
I had a
Jonathan.
feeling it was going to be an architect.
Well, Wisconsin makes me think of cheese, but I don't think it's a cheese architect.
I want to meet a cheese architect, though.
I'm sure
totally
they
in on
exist.
that.
How about Frank Lloyd Wright?
Frank Lloyd Wright is
Correct.
correct. Nice job. All right, Rebecca, you
Yes.
get from the great state of North Carolina the Biltmore.
I'm going to say Vanderbilt.
The Vanderbilt family is correct. Nice job. Jonathan,
Yo.
from the great state of Delaware, you get Nemours.
Oh, shoot.
Bag.
Nemours. The only Nemours I know is a hospital. You said Delaware?
Delaware.
I don't know anybody famous from Delaware. I'm going to guess Carnegie.
And the answer is the DuPont family. DuPont family.
All right.
All right, Ben.
Yep.
From the great state of California, Neverland Ranch.
King of Pop, Michael Jackson.
There you go. We had the king of rock and roll a little bit ago. Now the king of pop. That is correct. All right, Emily.
Yes.
Okay. Just real quick, Laura, I don't know why you hate me, but we'll try this out. Okay. So,
Why do you hate me?
From the great state of Florida, you get Kadzan. That's CAD''ZAN. Kadzan.
Kadzan. I know nothing about Florida, so I'm just going to say Walt Disney.
I will be very honest with you. I knew they lived here. I didn't know what the name of it was.
Hemingway?
It is the Ringling family.
No, I didn't know they lived here.
Yes, the Ringling family. All right. Rebecca.
Yeah.
From the great state of Indiana, you get Grossland. Grouseland.
That sounds like GROU, like
Yes.
Rouseland.
Rouseland? Okay, maybe the G's a little silent on that. Grouseland?
No, grouse.
A grouse? Okay.
OU would be owl.
Okay. Grouse. Okay. So anyway, Rebecca, I apologize. So Grouseland from the great state of Indiana.
I have.
This is probably the hardest one in here, to be honest with you.
Is it a president or is it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, it is a president. Sorry, you froze for a moment there.
Okay.
Oh, president from Indiana.
I'm going to guess Adams.
It is not Adams, because Adams was from Massachusetts.
Is it Truman?
It is William Henry Harrison.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. That one was a toughie. All right. So, Jonathan, you get from the great state of Kentucky, Ashland. Ashland. Ashland.
Ashland, Kentucky.
Yes, and he was a former senator that ran for president a lot.
Henry Clay?
Henry Clay is correct. Nice job. Ben.
Yep.
All right, from the great state of Florida, Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago is Hemingway's place, I think.
It is not Hemingway's
No.
place.
Oh, Mar-a-Lago is Trump.
That is Donald Trump's place. That is correct.
How did that? What?
All right. So this will be our last round. Emily,
All right.
from the
let's see
great
if we can
state
do
of
this.
Utah, you get the Beehive House.
Beehive House.
Yes,
buzz,
and I
buzz.
emphasize Utah.
Right. Well, Utah is the Beehive state. Beehive House. Beehive House.
Utah.
Yes, I got the Utah part right.
His name might start with B. Maybe.
Oh my God, I'm having the microphone stupids. I don't know.
All right.
Oh, Brigham Young.
Is correct. Okay, so Rebecca,
Yeah.
you get La Casa Pacifica in the great state of California.
Ooh.
And this was a president as well. Sorry to load you up with the presidents first thing in the morning.
For the British woman.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, well then.
Hey, look, she's had 20 years to catch up.
Yeah, but she was in Boston. You know, you don't learn much in Boston.
I was
no.
wondering how long it would take Jonathan to get the Boston dig in.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, but
I
now
mean,
she's-
it's
now
when-
she's in New York.
It's hard for New York to be an upgrade to somewhere because New York's such
Wow.
a. But
I completely disagree. New York is a happening city.
by the way, I was listening to Misinformation recently, and Julia feels about Philadelphia the way I feel about Boston.
Oh, wow.
And she was my spirit animal as she was talking about that. I was so much enjoying that.
All right. So, Rebecca, back to you, ma'am.
I
La
am going
Casa
to guess
Pacifica.
Ronald Reagan.
It is not Ronald Reagan. However, it is another president that was from California. You want to have another guess?
No.
Fair enough. Jonathan, do you have an
I do
idea?
not.
You look like you're coming in for an answer.
No, I'm trying to think of a California president, and I'm struggling. I cannot think of one.
Richard Milhouse Nixon.
Oh, that's right.
He's from Cali?
He sure was.
Oh, okay.
All right, Jonathan, when I said that Grouseland was the hardest, this might be the hardest one. This is a president also, because I think you're going to need every bit of help you can get on this one because it is tough. From the great state of Vermont, Hildene, Hildene.
I know a good amount about presidents. I don't know where they're from most
I'll
of
give
the
you
time.
16 chances on this one.
16 chances.
16 chances. Emphasize on the 16.
Yeah, I got you. Is it Lincoln?
Lincoln is correct.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. In Vermont?
In Vermont. Hey, he
So
may have
not
just-
Illinois or Kentucky.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
All right, Ben, for the last one.
Yep.
I want you to listen to this name, okay? State is the great state of Maine, and it's Walker's Point.
Walker's Point.
Yes.
Paul Walker. Go Paul Walker.
Not Paul Walker. This was a president of the United States' family.
I was about to guess Stephen King. Walker's
That would have been
Point.
another king.
That's true. Walker's Point.
Hail to that king, baby.
I don't know how Walker's going to give me a clue there. Maine, I'm going to guess Roosevelt.
All right. The answer is George Herbert Walker Bush. The Bush family.
Oh, geez.
Anyway.
In Kenny Bunkport, Maine, I believe.
Oh, jeez.
That's the other one. They have I believe they have 2 homes there. But anyway, that is your warming up Chris question of the episode. Thank you, Laura.
All right. Thank you, Laura. Today's game is going to be Emily, Rebecca, and Chris versus Jonathan. Jonathan is prepared to get his rear end destroyed. It won't be the first time.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I know. And Ben's going to be hosting. So, Ben, it's time to play the game.
Play us. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Chris. All right, so round 1, question 1. Your category is geography.
All right, ladies, definitely going to need you on this one.
All right.
Lifeline!
The largest desert in the world by area is located on what continent?
I'm locked in.
Okay, ladies.
Okay.
So what are y'all thinking?
Well, I just listened to a podcast, the Misinformation podcast they had on deserts, and they said that Antarctica was the largest cold desert in the world.
I heard that as well. So
Yeah, I think that the first thing that comes to mind is Sahara, which would be in Africa. But I think that the kind of question that this is hoping that you're going to fall for that easy trap and that there's actually something more obscure. And Antarctica is ringing a bell with me as well. So I'd be happy to go with that.
so it's ringing a bell with Mrs. Bell. Got it. All right. I like it.
Say we're locked in.
All right.
I caught on to the same thing you guys were catching on to. It didn't say hot desert, so Antarctica is the largest desert in the world, the whole thing. So I said Antarctica.
Correct answer is Antarctica.
Nice.
Yay.
All right.
All right, round 1, question 2 is in Ben Murders a Hit.
All right.
Name this 1995 top 10 hit, which was also a platinum-selling single. When I was young, me and my mama had beef. 17 years old, kicked out on the streets. Though, back at the time, I never thought I'd see her face. Ain't a woman alive that could take my mama's place.
Whew, that's a lot.
Do you want the song or the artist?
I want the song title.
Dadgum.
Ladies, if you guys know the answer and want to lock in, feel free.
No, I want to talk this one out.
Okay, sounds good.
Top 10 on the top 40 charts or on a special chart?
This is the Billboard Top 100 chart, the main chart.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, Emily, Rebecca, I am at a loss right now.
So I'm trying to think about what songs were popular. This was my junior year of high school. The only song I can remember a friend of mine just playing over and over and over again was Gangster's Paradise.
Okay.
At that time.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know this, and music is one of my better categories. And that was leading me to think that it might be a genre of music that I am not a huge fan of. And that would be rap or hip hop or country, because I don't think this is a mainstream kind of pop rock song from that era, because if it was, I would recognize it.
Yeah. I don't think it's Gangster's Paradise. And the reason why I say that is, one, Ben asked a question of it a couple weeks ago. Like maybe it was within the last like 20 episodes or so.
It hasn't stopped him from doing that before.
It's true. It's true story.
Point.
So I had a few names written down, but I'm not good on like which year they had hits, so you can completely strike these out if they're not the right era. But I wrote down
The Commodores.
Shut up, man.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I wrote down Beastie Boys, I wrote down Eminem, and I wrote down Run DMC.
I don't feel like it's the Beastie Boys. Run DMC, that was probably about 5 years too late for them. And then Eminem, I think that was about 5 or 6 years too early for him, because I think he was the early 2000s. I'll be honest, if we can't think of anything in the next like minute or so, we're going to go ahead and use Gangster's Paradise, because right now it's just I'm not even figuring out a tune.
Yeah, me neither.
You know,
Yeah, I can't place a tune with it at all.
Yeah, and I can't figure out the cadence. Because if I can figure
I'm
out the
fine
cadence,
with locking that in. I don't think we're going to get to a better answer.
Okay, Emily, what are you thinking? That was your answer, so.
I have no thunder behind it, but I can't think of anything else.
All right, fair enough. Ben, we're going to walk and live for another day. We're going to lock in with Gangsta's Paradise.
All right.
We've been living most of our lives living in that Gangsta's Paradise.
All right.
So I don't know it either. It seemed like a heavy focus on Mama. I
Think it was Danzig?
Mother!
Man, I didn't know Ben was a Danzig fan.
I'm not. That was just funny.
There's a song by Tupac called Dear Mama, I think. I don't have any I used to listen to Tupac's Greatest Hits, the double album, a lot, and I really enjoyed it. Dear Mama was never one of the songs that was like...
It never spoke to you?
Yeah, it was never... I didn't listen to it much, but I think that's the name of that one. I can't imagine it was a top 10 on the top 40. But stranger things have happened, so I said Dear Mama.
When I was young, me and my mama had beef. 17 years old, kicked out on the streets. Though back at the time, I never thought I'd see your face. Ain't a woman alive that could take my mama's place.
Crap.
That is the great Tupac Shakur, and it is Dear Mama.
Nice job, Jonathan.
Wow.
Oh, Jonathan's rap cred coming through. Yes! I am so proud of that get.
Don't you love it when that happens, when your rap cred comes through?
It's very rare.
It is.
That has literally never happened to me. I have a 0 rap cred.
It's like the Haley's Comet equivalent. Of
Way
rap
back
cred.
in the day, I got credit with my ex-wife for having Tupac CD in my car.
But the way Ben made it rap, I thought he was going to say it was Biggie Smalls.
No, when he started rapping, I still didn't recognize the tune, but I'm like, he's rapping with the cadence of Tupac.
Right, yeah. Okay. Well, the
very much
cadence
so.
to me was Biggie, so it's just it was interesting.
You need to listen to more Biggie.
You made it sound Biggie. We'll let the people listening in see if I'm right or wrong.
I'm pretty sure Ben knows more about Biggie than you do, Chris.
Well, allow the people
Hey,
to decide.
look at me. I'm Biggie. I know my Biggie.
So if you think I sounded like Biggie there, please reply on the Facebook.
Thank you.
That's right. He needed to sound more
Salted
stoned
That's true.
to sound like Biggie.
I've never been stoned, so I don't know what
Ever?
that's like. No, not ever.
I got some rocks in the front yard.
I
didn't want this like Stephen from the Bible stone.
Oh,
or like Shirley Jackson lottery stone.
You are going to Vegas in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey,
everybody.
All right, Wednesday night party time with. No, you're not getting in there until Wednesday.
That'll
Are
be
you?
late. That'll be late Wednesday.
All right, well, Wednesday night, let's celebrate in honor of Ben.
Yeah, there you go.
Before he gets there, I'm in.
Whoa.
Woo! All
It
right.
got dark all of a sudden.
For you.
Your last question round is in movies. Andy Dufresne is the main character in what 1994 film, which is based on a Stephen King novella, which is based on a Leo Tolstoy short story?
I'm locked in.
Okay. Ladies, this is a slow pitch softball. This is the Shawshank Redemption.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep,
Now-
based off of a short story that Stephen King wrote in a wonderful series called wonderful book called The Four Seasons.
And it's the 25th anniversary this fall, so they're going to be showing it in movie theaters again.
Well said, Rebecca. That's 100% right. So we're locking in with Shawshank Redemption.
You know, my favorite thing in the Four Seasons was Sherry.
Wow, I'm so sorry, everybody. That was terrible.
Yeah, I said Shawshank Redemption.
Correct answer is Shawshank Redemption.
Nice. And by the way, the adaptation of the story into the movie was almost word for word. It was amazing how they did that. It was great.
All right. At the end of the first round, we have a score of Jonathan with 30 and Chris, Emily, and Rebecca with 20.
Hashtag Tupac.
Oh, yeah. All right. Second round begins with a category in television.
Televisiones.
Tomorrow, as of this recording, is Shark Week. If you don't want to miss 168 hours of fins and excessive teeth, you need to tune in to what channel?
I'm locked in.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
she's locked in.
Are you guys okay with that?
Well, I don't mind discussing it with you, but I'm fairly sure I know.
Yeah, I know as well. But Jonathan, we're going to let you lock in, and then we'll chat for a minute.
All right, I'm locked in.
Okay. So, Rebecca, you are super pumped about it, so talk to us.
I'm fairly sure it's the Discovery Channel.
That's what I have as well.
Okay. I'll be honest with you. I don't watch Shark Week, but I thought you're sure it's Discovery Channel, not Animal Planet. Let me just ask that real quick. Yes?
I am pretty sure.
Did I just cause doubt in your head?
No, not really.
Okay.
Because that doesn't ring any bells with me at all. And Discovery was what immediately came to mind when he asked the question. So,
and I'm remembering from when I lived in DC, when it was Shark Week, they would put a shark outside the Discovery Channel building.
Oh, okay.
The building would become a shark.
There you go. That kind of says it out right there. So, ladies, I'm good with that. Then that sounds good.
So you're locking in with Discovery Channel?
They're locking in with Discovery Channel. I am just riding on their coattails.
All right. Well, I had quite a bit of thunder.
Rubber band?
You got a lot of rubber bands?
That is Thor's hammer, damn it.
Man, you got very defensive of Thor's hammer.
And I said, well, I can lift it, unlike you.
Brobnar's hammer. You're not worthy.
I said Discovery Channel.
Correct answer is Discovery Channel.
Very nice, ladies. Very, very nice. I'm so glad.
I was watching something. I think it was Deadliest Catch or something. And Alexis saw the commercial for Shark Week. She was like, "Oh, it's Shark Week? I love Shark Week." I'm like, "You've never seen it before." So I have DVR like 4 or 5 shows for us to watch next week for Shark Week.
And you're going to ruin the ocean for her forever.
She's so excited. I can't turn her away.
I love it when Sebastian does that. He's like, "I love this." Like, you don't know what that is.
It's like, okay, whatever. All right, your second question round is in this or that.
I'll take this.
I got that.
All right.
That is correct. Good job, Jonathan.
All right.
10 points.
When it comes to playing cards, bicycles are the best. It's widely speculated that the playing card originated in what country, which has recently undergone a boom and bust in bicycles.
Huh.
I have a gut feeling, but I want to talk it out.
Yeah.
No, I'm right there with you, Rebecca. I'd love to hear what your thought is.
I'm going to lock in. This
Okay.
might be my first wrong answer.
All right, Rebecca, what are you thinking?
So the thing that comes to mind is India.
It's funny. That's the exact same thing I thought.
That's what I had too.
Okay.
So I know that bicycles are a major mode of transportation there, and so the boom and bust in bicycles kind of rings a bell with India. But I'm thinking that playing cards are a colonial era thing, and it just rings a bell with India in my head.
I'm right there with you. Emily, if you're good, I think we should lock in with Rebecca's answer.
Yeah, I'm really good with it.
All right, we're locking in with India.
I said France.
All right. So the correct answer is actually China.
Oh,
China.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, they date all the way back to, I believe, before Common Era or early in the Common Era.
Wow.
As
They've
much
recently-
slog as China has, I don't know if I'd run or ride a bike.
They went through a huge boom in bicycles. I think like in 2000 and in the early 2010s, which I guess would be earlier this decade. And but people started just haphazardly parking them on sidewalks and clogging sidewalks, and so there was this big push by the government to like outlaw them. And so there's like hundreds of thousands of bicycles just parked in these like graveyards.
Oh my gosh.
It's like really sad and wasteful to see like that stuff happen. So
Holy moly, melt them down and do something with it.
that's what I was
Build
saying.
a giant bicycle sculpture.
Well, I mean, can you imagine like how much use they could put to all that metal and stuff is in them? Anyway, all right.
I want to ride
So,
my bicycle.
10 points for Ben on that question.
Yeah, right.
All right. Your last question this round comes to us from Tanvir Sarwar.
Thank you, Tanvir.
Category is really,
Oh, really?
This is the perfect Ben category.
really. What is the two-word alliterative name for a person who steals packages from someone else's front door?
Ladies, I have an idea.
Yeah, we're going to need to talk it out a little bit.
Okay.
Say it again, please.
What is the two-word alliterative name for a person who steals packages from someone else's front door?
I'm locked in.
Right?
All right, ladies, I think I heard this term just the other day because there's been a big-time rash of stuff that's been stolen from people's houses in Jacksonville, and I think the
Ben
term...
has stolen things from people's houses?
Well, you know.
Why do you accuse me of everything, Chris?
Why am I accusing you? That was Jonathan that was accusing you.
You said Ben stolen from people's houses.
B-E-E-N.
Oh,
So,
it was
ladies,
so worth it.
the term that I remember hearing and that came to my head was porch pirate.
That's what I had written down as well.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Okay, excellent.
It sounds perfect.
Since all three of us have, because of India was such a rousing success in the last question, we're locking in with porch pirate.
All right.
Oh, this is disappointing for me. I started off with porch pilferer.
Okay, there you go.
And I ended up and locked in with porch poacher.
Oh, they're poaching your porch.
Which I honestly thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
Because I've never heard the term before.
Oh, okay.
Well, as they say in Cat Dog, Jonathan, it's cute, but it's wrong.
What is cat dog?
That's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an animal that's a cat and a dog.
Yeah, and they do stuff, and there's this guy that comes on there, and it's like they come up with like this harebrained idea, and this guy comes on, he's like, it's cute, but it's wrong.
Cat dog.
It's whatever. Correct answer is porch pirate.
Yeah, you're a porch pirate.
Yes.
We caught up to him.
Woohoo.
All right. At the end of the second round, score is tied 40-40.
All right.
Third round, first question comes to us from Rob Warman,
Thank you, prolific trivia writer Rob Warman.
and your category is art. Perhaps Michelo's.
Oh, man. What is going on with you lately?
I don't know.
Do you need a hug?
You need to sleep more.
I think I just need to increase the font.
Yes, because that's why you said Michelo's.
I just missed like 5 letters in there.
You did.
Michelo's.
Sounds like something you find in the freezer aisle.
It sounds like
I love their lasagna.
it sounds like pasta shaped like Michael Jackson.
That sounds
Here's your
terrible.
Michelo's.
It's a cereal.
Isn't that a cereal?
It's a cereal.
It's some sort of cereal.
As long as it's
I don't
not a
care.
children's cereal.
Like SpaghettiOs. Oh God. Like SpaghettiOs, but
That was really bad.
No, it wasn't. That was amazing.
I apologize if I offended anybody in that one.
We don't apologize for offending pedophiles, Chris.
I wasn't apologizing.
I don't
to
mind
them.
offending pedophiles.
I'm fine with that.
Yes.
I'm not apologizing to them.
hey children, moonwalk down the aisle, get your Michelo's. All right.
Ben, it is time for a heavy introvert side towards Jonathan. You
No,
ready?
no.
3, 2, 1.
Hey man, I'm just here for the party. All right.
Clearly.
Perhaps Michelangelo's most famous sculpture is that of the biblical hero David. As sculpted by Michelangelo, what is David holding in his left hand?
It's hard to know because usually you just are drawn from the waist down.
Yeah, most people are not looking at his hand.
You mean the waist up, Chris? The waist down is just a penis and legs.
Exactly. The dude's a tripod.
Have you seen the sculpture recently?
Yeah, not even close.
It's been a while.
So I've seen the David. I've been to Florence and seen it. I don't know what that thing is, though, and I don't know which hand it is. Oh, I can't believe I can't remember what's in his hand.
Ladies, if either of y'all know and want to lock in, feel free.
I have an idea, but I want to talk to you guys about it.
Okay.
Same here.
I don't remember. I'm sad. I'm locked in.
All right, ladies. I'm not sure. The only thing I was thinking of was like a book, but I don't think it was a book.
So I'm thinking that in the biblical story, David is the one who kills Goliath, who's the giant.
Correct, yeah.
And he does that with a sling and some stones.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if he's holding either a sling or rocks in his left hand.
So I think he has the sling in his left hand. I remember studying this statue in a humanities class.
Oh, I like it, Emily. I like it.
I think the rock is in his right hand because I remember thinking, oh, that's my throwing hand.
Right.
And I think the sling is on his left hand.
I love the background. I love the thunder.
All right, we'll lock in with sling.
Are you sure that he wasn't holding Mjolnir?
Or rubber bands.
I said sling.
All right. Correct answer is sling.
Nice job, ladies.
Is it draped over his back?
Yeah. So he's holding it with his left hand.
That's what I thought. I always thought it was like a. I thought it was like a sack or a cloak or something.
So yeah, that's what I thought for a long time too until I researched this question. So the pouch part of the sling is over his shoulder.
Okay.
And then the straps are going actually across his back to his right hand, where it's speculated that he has some type of projectile, kind of almost hidden from view in his
Neat.
right
Okay,
hand.
I like that question.
And I think the backstory is that he was a shepherd boy, and these were the weapons that he would have used to defend his sheep from being attacked by wolves.
100%.
And so that's why he was competent with throwing rocks.
Very small rocks.
Yeah, there was a TED talk. I forget the name of the person. It was one of the famous like scientists. I can't remember his name. He was actually talking about how when they're studying and researching that story biblically, and how Goliath is described in the Bible, that it was not as miraculous a victory by David as people may think, because at the time, people who are pugilists or through not pugilists, but people who threw projectiles actually were incredibly accurate with the technology that they had at the time, and they were saying that based on how Goliath was described, is likely that he had not only some type of physical condition that made it difficult for him to move, but also perhaps have very poor eyesight. So while his stature was intimidating, he actually may not have been in that good of a shape to actually have a fight, especially against someone who had such an advantage from a projectile standpoint.
I've also heard that the sling, the way it's not like a sling like we think of today that's small.
It's not a slingshot, yeah.
And that the sling back then, that the rocks would come out with the force of a bullet.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, it's extremely fast.
Yeah.
Yep. Your second question.
Good question, Rob.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. That was a good question. All right, so your second question category is royalty.
Royalty.
Who did Lady Diana Spencer marry in 1981?
I'm locked in.
I was going to say, Jonathan, you want to talk it out? I'm not even going to ask.
Are you good? You good for there?
Yeah. 187,000%.
Just playing to my strength.
I said Prince Charles.
All right.
I also locked in with Prince Charles.
Correct answer is Prince Charles. So your last question before the midpoint is, I was told there would be no math.
Crap.
In geometry. Geometry. In geometry, what is the minimum number of points required to define a plane?
What is the minimum number of points required to define a triangle?
Look, just because in my head I'm going, please say triangle, does not mean I was expecting that.
Points to define a plane.
Can you tell that Jonathan's drank his coffee this morning? It's clearly a difference between non-coffee drinking Jonathan versus coffee drinking Jonathan.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
All right, ladies, if either of y'all have an idea and want to lock in and let Jonathan sweat it out, please feel free, because I've got, as my friend Joanne would say, no idea.
I want to talk about it.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about it.
I don't know the answer. I'm not good with Jumanji.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, not good with Jumanji.
Oh.
What about Welcome to the Jungle, Jumanji?
I'm rubbing off. on you, John.
I loved the last Jumanji movie. The first Jumanji movie is good too, so I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I've written something down and circled it, and I'm trying to figure out if I'm locked in or not.
Do it. Do it.
I don't know what define a plane means. I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. Locked in.
All right, ladies. As you probably know from listening to the show once or twice, I suck at math. I was told there'd be no math. Help me out here.
Well, I suck at math too, but my husband and my daughter are great at math.
Awesome.
And my daughter just took geometry. And I vaguely remember sitting at the table trying to pretend I knew what the heck she was talking about when she was asking me questions. And I think the answer is 3. I think it's 3 points to define a plane.
And 3 was also what I had written down. Here's my thinking that, a line is 2 points and a plane is a flat surface. And if you think about a pyramid, I believe each side of a pyramid is a plane.
Oh, okay. That would make sense.
They only have 3 points. So each side kind of looks like a triangle.
All right. Well, Emily, you may have done your daughter proud on this one, but I like your and Rebecca's thought process. And Rebecca, that was a really good explanation for it. So I'm good with this.
I'm happy to lock in with 3.
Wonderful. Jonathan.
So I started by writing down 2, and then I had the exact same logic that Rebecca had and changed it to 3 at the last minute.
All right. You need 2 points to define a line, and you need 3 points to define a plane.
Ladies, nice job.
Yeah,
really nice
if
job.
If you only have one line, there's an infinite number of planes that could go through that line.
So, Emily, did your daughter like her Jumanji class?
Oh, she loves math. She has to get that from my husband because that's not coming from me. I tell my husband all the time I married him so that he was tall and could reach things and he can do my math for me.
Wow. Those are 2 pretty useful skills.
Ladies, I'm available. So. I've got at least those 2 skills.
He's got a calculator and he's not afraid to use it.
That's right. All right. So going into the midpoint, score still tied, 70-70.
All right. Good game so far.
So your midpoint category is in cheering.
I have a feeling I'm going to lose ground.
All right.
I've never seen any cheering competitions.
They're not cheering. Cheering. Like you have one cheering. All right.
Actually, that's just a churn.
Sure. One churn. All right. President Donald Trump has 5 children. For 5 points each, name 4 of them. And I'll give you 2 bonus points if you can name all 5.
I have got all 5.
All right.
Oh, snap.
Emily, you want to have Rebecca lock in with 4 of them? We'll let Jonathan talk it out since he really hasn't done too much of that.
Sure.
Yeah, I trust her.
Done.
My ex-wife used to love The Apprentice, and we would watch it together. And so I had exposure to Don Jr., Ivanka, and I think the blonde one is Eric from that show. His littlest boy is named Baron, so that's my 4. Don Jr., Eric, Ivanka, and Baron. And he has the blonde one that nobody likes to talk about. And her name is something like Tracy or Amy or something like that. And I don't remember what her name is, but I'm going to say Tracy.
All right.
Okay, so I locked in with Eric, Ivanka, Donald Jr. The blonde one is Tiffany. And for my bonus, I put the little one who is Baron.
Yeah. And Tiffany's mom is Marla Maples.
Tiffany, man.
Yeah.
I got Tracy. I was so close.
And one of the weird sort of claims to fame that nobody wants to talk about anymore about the town that I live in is that Eric lives here.
Oh, very nice. So
I have spotted him when I've been out and about in local restaurants and things.
So your correct answers are Donald Jr., Ivanka, Baron, Eric, and Tiffany.
Nice.
Darn it.
Well done, Rebecca.
I knew I was falling
Good
behind
job.
on a churn category.
All right. So coming out of the midpoint, Chris and Ebony.
Who's
Ebony? Chris and Ebony. I have work on the
My ivory.
Where is your coffee?
I had coffee today.
You
really
need
strong
more.
coffee. Anyway, coming out of the midpoint, Chris, Emily, and Rebecca have 92. Jonathan has 90.
All right, we'll take those 2 points. We'll take them.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of the first half. But before we go on to the second half of today's game, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by Blinkist. So let me tell you about Blinkist. It is my secret weapon for learning new things and getting ahead in a busy world. You know, it's hard to find time to sit down and read and learn more. And when you don't have any free time, you can't read or work on things like personal development, which frankly, it's important. So Blinkist is an incredible app that solves this problem. I highly recommend it. It's really unique. You know, it works on your phone, your tablet, or any web browser. It takes the best key takeaways, the need-to-know info from thousands of nonfiction books, and condenses them down into just 15 minutes that you can read or listen to. I like Blinkist because it really gives me the chance to stay up to date with current trends, whether it's reading a book like Becoming by Michelle Obama or reading a book like Fire and Fury by Michael Wolff. These are things that are being talked about in the world today, and I can keep track and I can keep up with them by using Blinkist. I use it everywhere. I use it in the car. I use it when I'm cooking sometimes. I put it on the audio version. Sometimes if I'm waiting for Sebastian, I'll pop open a book. I got plenty of time to do 15 minutes. I got to tell you all, one of my favorite books ever, maybe my favorite book ever, How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you've never taken the time to read it, it's kind of thick, but it's on Blinkist. You can get the key points out of How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie right there in your app. You don't want to miss this opportunity. With Blinkist, you can get unlimited access to read or listen to a massive library of condensed nonfiction books. That means all the books you want, and it's just one low price. Right now, for a limited time, Blinkist has a special offer just for our audience. Go to Blinkist.com/TWA and try it for free for 7 days and save 25% off your new subscription. That's a great deal. That's Blinkist, spelled BLINKIST. Blinkist.com/TWA to start your free 7-day trial. There's no reason not to do it, guys. You'll save 25% off, but only when you sign up at Blinkist.com/TWA.
Your fourth round begins with a question from Rob Warman.
Thank
you, Rob.
Prolific trivia writer Rob Warman.
Category is no peeking.
I see London.
What is the only U.S. state whose name can be typed on a single row of a QWERTY keyboard? No peeking.
I'm locked in.
I'm going to have to think about this.
Stop looking down.
No peeking.
You have to
We'll
keep
have to
your
look
eyes
down.
up when you think of this answer.
I'm going to put paper down.
My eyes are up here,
so I
Rebecca.
cannot look.
My eyes are up here.
She ain't looking there, Ben. Trust us.
So the bottom row of a keyboard doesn't have any vowels.
Okay.
It can't be that one.
Where? Okay, because I was at first I was thinking Ohio, but I think O is in the top. Is in the top row.
O and I are next to each other.
Okay. So then then the H is
No, that's in the middle, so that's not
Okay.
the same row as the O and the I.
okay. So that's out. Because I was trying to think of something like a short.
So Iowa would have the O and the I, and
I thought
and
the
W's on the left because QWERTY has W, but
I thought the A was in the middle.
Next to the S.
Yes,
so
A is next to the S.
not the same row.
Yep. I'm putting my fingers in typing formation right now as I open up my computer laptop. Yes, sound effects. It's not, Florida? No, because O is in the top.
So the only vowel on the middle row is A.
Right.
So I feel like it's got to be the top row because I can't think of a state that you can make with only A in it.
Okay.
And no other vowels.
That makes sense. Oh my goodness, this is very challenging. And Jonathan got it super quick, which just is totally annoying.
I'm really good at typing.
You really are good at typing. That's so true. He could do it without looking down or anything.
So I'm going to put you guys on the clock just a little bit here. So,
how come?
Well, I mean, it's there's a finite number of answers that you can come up with.
He's sick of listening to us.
So talk it out. Talk it out.
All right, so not Georgia. I'm just trying to think of ones without an A.
Yeah, and other short state names with O's and I's and E's.
Yep.
And U's, because I is between the O and the U.
Kentucky, Michigan, but no M's in the bottom. Wisconsin, no, because S is on the middle. Yay. Nevada, no, that has an A. Not Virginia. New York?
No, K is on the middle row.
Crap on toast.
It's so close to being Iowa, but not the A.
Connecticut?
No.
All right. Anything, ladies? Because we need to go ahead and come up with an answer. We've kind of taken our time on that.
I'm coming up blank here.
No, I don't have anything.
Okay.
Oh, did he say state? He said state.
Yeah, he said state.
Puerto Rico wouldn't count as a state,
No,
would
it wouldn't. No, because it's a territory.
I really want it to be Iowa or Ohio, but it doesn't work.
All right, you need an answer, guys. I'll give you 5 minutes. Literally, it's been 5 minutes.
No, I got you.
So I told Ben earlier when I whispered to him, this kind of question should have like a 1 minute time limit.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can literally just sit there and list every state, and there's nothing fun about that.
Fair enough.
Well, we've had 5 minutes and we're still nowhere.
All right. This sucks. I'm going to be kicking myself so bad. We're just going to lock in with Ohio and move on. Sorry about that for the wait, guys.
All right.
Jonathan?
Alaska.
Oh, good Lord. That's my home state.
There's only one state you can make with only A's. Alaska. You don't even have...
Alabama, but...
Oh, you know what? You're right. You could have done Alabama. Except there's a B.
I know,
but it's nice. Yes. Yeah. No, hey, you're right. There's two.
Alaska.
Alabama. Correct answer is Alaska.
Nice job, Jonathan.
You deserve that one.
All right. Your second question in the round comes to us from TJ Ryerson.
Thank you, TJ.
TJ Ryerson has a movie star name.
He really does. He really does.
That's awesome.
It seems like he should be in Entourage or something. Like he's the star of Entourage. Like who's most likely to be the star of Entourage? TJ Ryerson.
TJ Ryerson.
Category is science.
Science.
In 1999, the lobster population in the Long Island Sound collapsed. Scientists believe this was due to warming waters as well as the mass spraying of a pesticide used to prevent the spread of what disease?
I'm going to lock in.
All right, ladies. First thing that was coming into my head was the spraying for mosquitoes. Because
so you're thinking that the disease they're trying to prevent is a human disease, not a plant disease?
That's what I'm thinking, yes.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to remember what disease that mosquitoes give, and I'm trying to...
all of them.
Well, that would be malaria.
That would be all of
malaria. Thank you, yeah. That's... So, but did y'all have any thoughts on that?
So I guess I was going down the route of thinking it was a disease that affected plants that they were trying to eradicate.
Okay.
which could be completely wrong. But when I think of spraying a pesticide, it's to help plants.
The only reason I'm saying what I was saying was because, like, the mosquito population has just gone crazy, especially here in Florida, where you're seeing them spray a lot to get rid of it, especially with standing waters and stuff like that. And so, with there being a lot of water around, and with the lobster population being that way, and and the pesticides can roll into the ocean that way. That was my thought process on it. So,
I like the way you're thinking on it. I could totally see it.
And I guess it's true to say that there's not a lot of malaria in the US now, which could be as a result of treating for it.
Yeah. And so, I mean, unless you guys have a better idea, unless y'all have a better idea, I would really, let's just go ahead and lock that in.
I don't have anything better, so I'm okay to go with that.
Emily, how about you?
I'm good with it. I'm okay with it.
All right, so he's looking for the disease, correct? So, all right, so we're locking in with malaria.
All right. I was trying to think of epidemics or things that we were afraid were going to be epidemics. And the two that really stuck out to me in the last 20 years or so are bird flu and swine flu. I couldn't remember which one was from the 90s and which one was more like 10 years later, but I locked in with bird flu or avian flu. It's like A1, A189 or whatever that was.
Aaron?
Exactly.
The mass spraying of the pesticide was used to prevent the spread of the West Nile virus.
Hey, mosquitoes.
It's mosquitoes.
Oh,
Hey.
I was
We
on
got the right insect, the wrong disease.
Yeah. Sorry
Yellow
about that,
fever
y'all.
also.
Yep.
Mosquitoes.
Yep.
All right.
I forgot that West Nile was a thing in the 90s.
Still is from time to time.
Yeah, no doubt. But I was trying to think of
live here in the
stuff.
90s.
Yeah.
That's my excuse.
I just want to thank all of the lobsters that gave their lives to help stop the spread of the West Nile.
You want to thank them?
They lost their lives so that we could live.
They do that anyway.
It's true.
Regularly.
That's true.
As we have the in memoriam video playing in the background.
It's funny, but at the same time, this is
funny.
actually something horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Your last question in this round. The category is still no peeking.
Oh, shoot. Everybody look up.
It's a trap.
It's a fan.
All
I didn't know we had a fan in here.
One fan.
All right. All Visa cards begin with what digit?
Ah!
I know this.
You know what?
I think I know it too.
All right. Well, do we want to trust Rebecca and let Jonathan sweat it
I
out?
have an idea too, so it'd be nice if we could talk.
Okay.
I really want to remember what my card number is right now. I could not remember what my card is right now. I'm locked in.
So one of my past jobs was as doing home party demonstrations where I used to take orders for products. And so I had to enter an awful lot of credit card numbers in my time.
And she's got a book full of all the ones she's ever used.
Wow,
I quickly learned there was a pattern to them. And what I wrote down is that Visa starts with a 4, Amex starts with a 5, and Discover Card starts with a 6. So I am almost 100% sure that all Visas start with a 4.
And I think it's a 4 as well, because when I had a job where sometimes the credit card swiper didn't work and we had to type things in. And I remember coming up with the same thing that you just did, that Visa start with a 4.
So we're locked in with 4.
I said 3.
Dun, dun, dun.
So Rebecca, I have some bad news.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
American Express cards do not start with a 5. They start with a 3. MasterCard start with a 5, and Visa start with a 4.
MasterCard is the other one. Okay.
And that's how we catch up.
Well, because you missed the added information, that you're actually docked 5 points.
Where is that in the fine
No,
print?
that's not how it works.
No.
At the end of the 4th round, Chris, Emily, and Rebecca maintain their slight lead. It is 102 to 100.
Doggone it.
Love me some bonus points.
Stupid Tiffany.
Hey.
I thought I was alone.
Hey. Your fifth round comes to us from Zach Walter.
Thank you,
Thank you, Zach.
First category is literature.
Literature.
What classic American novel, published in 1952, starts off the shores of Cuba and ends on the shores of Cuba?
I'm going to need to talk this one out.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Me too.
Go ahead,
Talking to
Jonathan.
yourself.
Chat away.
I'm locked in.
So 1952 is post-World War II,
Yep.
but it made me wonder if it was a novel about the war in some way.
Well, it was from Cuba because it said it started on the shores of Cuba and ended on the shores of Cuba.
No, it started off the shores of Cuba, which made me think about boats or submarines. And I have a feeling there's a really famous novel set on a submarine.
OU812.
Yeah, nice. Thank you, Van Halen. All right, Emily, what are you thinking?
I don't have anything on this one.
Okay, because I wrote down Hemingway.
So, yeah, that's as close as I can get because I think of Hemingway. I think of Cuba.
Yeah, and then what I wrote down was also because the clue kind of points, or the question kind of points to it, is I wrote The Sun Also Rises. I don't know why it made me think of that, but that's just what made me think of that.
What about The Old Man and the Sea?
Okay, that's not a bad idea, just because it is off of the, it said off the coast.
Yeah.
So I kind of
sea reference.
Yeah, Emily, I kind of like that idea, to be honest with you.
Let's go with Old Man and the Sea as a guess.
Okay, well, we're locking in with Old Man and the Sea.
So I was looking for some kind of shipwreck. Maybe started off the coast and ended on the coast. And I went with Lord of the Flies.
All right. Classic American novel I'm looking for is The Old Man and the Sea.
Nice!
Yes!
Emily, good job.
When you guys said Old Man and the Sea, the years were right for Hemingway.
Yeah.
When the years were right, I was looking for shipwrecks, like I said, and I didn't think it was Cuba. It was the best I could come up with. When you said Old Man and the Sea, I was like, oh, that could definitely be right. and I was really
fairly
upset.
sure Lord of the Flies is a British novel. William Golding, who wrote that, I'm fairly sure is British.
Well, that's something I didn't know now, isn't it?
But now you know, and knowing is half the battle.
Yep, indeed it is. Okay, your second category is in music.
Music.
In 2015, what band celebrated its 50th anniversary by announcing their 10th farewell tour? Seems ironic that they try so hard to be memorable given their band name.
I'm locked in.
All right, ladies, I wrote down The Who.
Okay.
Okay, I could go for that.
I'm good with that.
I'm great with it.
Okay, we're locking in with The Who.
I locked in with The Who.
All right, correct answer is The Who.
Perfect.
Your last category in the fifth round is Around the House.
It's a lovely house.
It's a very, very, very fine house.
Fine.
Yes.
This, now that I think about it, this sounds familiar, but I'll ask it if I have to
Are
replace
you like
it.
listening to old shows and then writing down
No.
questions?
No, I'm not.
That's a great idea.
I don't
for a
do
question.
that.
It's recycling. It's very green.
It's good for the environment. Ben's listening to Trivial Warfare. That inspires me to write this question. Ben recycles a question.
An oldie but a goodie.
All right. So, sorry, Zach. I know this whole round is supposed to belong to you, but I'm going to change the question here.
Audible.
Call in audible, Zach. Sorry.
Omaha! Let's hope this one doesn't suck.
I'll catch you on the backside. All right. So, the last question this round is in the Bible.
Bibble.
All right.
Oh, crap.
The King James Version of the Bible begins with what three words?
Copyright MXCC. All right, I'm locked in.
I think it's In the Beginning.
Yeah, that's what I had written down as well.
Well, that makes sense. All right, I'll go with that.
All right, we're locked in with In the Beginning.
I locked in within the beginning.
Correct answer is In the Beginning.
Oh, thank God I finally got a Bible question right. It was only what I went to school for.
That's okay. I went to Catholic school, and not being a Catholic, and I didn't know what
Also, she was born in Alaska.
All right. So, at the end of the fifth round, Chris, Emily, and Rebecca have 132, and Jonathan has 122. 120.
120.
Why I give you 2 points?
120.
I don't know, but I
Wait, hold on.
appreciate it.
132 to 120.
Okay, 132. Okay.
All right.
I am losing like I thought I would.
But not as a beatdown as what you were saying at the beginning.
I didn't say it was going to be a beatdown.
You said you should lose handily is what you said.
I said I was preparing my rear end for destruction.
You said you would think you were going to lose handily. I would say it's only about one
I was
finger.
going to say
It's not a whole hand.
you did eat
Yeah.
buffalo. You did eat buffalo dip last night, so
You are holding your own.
And so
despite
did
being
I. So that might
outnumbered, I would
explain
Yes.
why I'm sucking so bad. So, all right. Your sixth round begins with a question in geography.
Oh, I hope I know this.
The founder of Bugatti is obviously Italian, but his cars are not. Bugatti automobiles are manufactured in what European country?
I have a gut feeling. I've written it down, but I want to discuss it.
Yeah, I've got an idea too.
I have no idea.
I'm locked in.
All right.
All right, ladies. Bugatti Automotive. I got nothing, so please talk it out.
So I think it's either Germany or France.
I wrote down Germany. And my thinking is that BMW has a big manufacturing facility near Munich in Germany, which I've visited. And I am wondering if Bugatti is part of the BMW family. And so even though its origins are Italian, is it part of that family of automotives now and therefore made there?
Yeah, I was wondering that. And then I was even thinking from when Germany invaded France, there still had to be like a presence there with it. I don't know. France is sticking out at me.
It is or is
And
not?
it is, and I can't explain to you why. But
I don't think of France as being a big car manufacturing country at all.
Yeah,
Also, she's from England and doesn't like France very much.
right. I understand that. But I think this is one of those where Germany is what you think is the obvious answer, but I think this is a tricky one, and I don't know. I'm thinking France. I'm going to let Chris decide between us.
Oh!
That's not very nice.
Chris is like, I'm calling it audible. India.
We're going for China.
They're making them out of old bicycles.
Emily, I kind of agree with Rebecca. I've just never heard of a French motor company before. I've only heard of Italian, I've heard of English, and I've heard of German. So I'm kind of swaying towards her, so you're just going to have to forgive me if we're wrong here. All right?
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Because I'm breaking the tiebreaker, God help me, we are locked in with Germany because they love David Hasselhoff.
So it's a little known fact
Yeah.
that the Vatican has a car manufacturing plant.
Oh.
And so being that it's in Italy. Yeah, I know. I'm making that up.
Okay. That's
Were you believing me?
Is it in the basement of the basilica? Like what? Where would
That explains
It's
all
called
the
the
smoke coming out of the Vatican.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay, anyway, so obviously not the Vatican. I wondered if it could be San Marino, though, which is also located within Italy.
Okay.
A part of me I am afraid of Switzerland, which borders Italy and is known for quality manufacturing, clockwork, that kind of stuff. So very precise, but they do call it precision engineering over there in the BMW plant. And I thought the same thing. So I did lock in with Germany.
So Bugattis hail from the same place as your Citroens as well as your Peugeot cars.
France.
That would be France.
Oh, Emily.
Yep.
At least we both got it wrong, so it didn't actually change the score.
I feel so ashamed, Emily. I'm sorry.
Chris, I would just like to say thank you for not
Oh,
locking
I'm
me
sorry.
out right now. Good job.
That
You
was,
could have really taken a full lead, but now I can still come back.
that was jerkish, Jonathan.
That's okay.
Hey, no, that was you giving a great wrong answer.
All right. Your second category is, speaking of Bugattis,
Whatever.
so Ben
He's bitter.
No, I'm just upset with myself. I'm sorry, Emily. I let you down.
he's bitter
Told you
Gotti.
I'd forgive you. It's okay.
I let you down.
Emily, don't ever forgive him.
And she knows her Jumanji.
If you ever get to meet him in person, instead of hugging him, you should be like,
Kick him.
"You're the one who went to Germany and
Just
cost
don't
us
say
our
anything.
points."
Just hold up a sign that says it was France.
Yes. Oh, I want a shirt made for her.
Really, Rebecca?
Ben, get her an "It Was
You're the one
France"
that
shirt.
persuaded me to go German.
All right. So speaking of Bugattis, so Ben recently drove a Bugatti.
Really?
Yeah, it was on my PS4 I just bought. I bought my PS4 specifically to play What Racing Game, which released its 7th primary edition in 2015 and is exclusive to PlayStation.
Oh my!
I'm hoping this is the right one. I'm locked in.
I feel like this is going to be easier for the people in the room who know Ben.
Not really. No, because
No.
he hasn't talked about.
I don't
this
talk
at
about
all.
my life
No.
anymore because every
becomes
question
a question.
I write is about my life.
And
so I
I've
don't
never
talk
had a
about my life with him.
PS4.
Yeah, I've never had a PS4 either, and I play 0 video games except for multiple Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and I haven't played it in a week.
And still haven't played it with me yet either.
Sure, you want to kick me in the other?
I've been waiting, Chris.
Anyway, the only one I was thinking that came to my head was Gran Turismo.
That's what I was thinking too.
Okay.
So I don't know very much about video games. My husband is probably screaming right now because he'll know the answer. But I know there's a game called Grand Theft Auto, but is that not a racing game? Is that more about stealing cars than racing them?
In all fairness, that's a possibility because there is a new Grand Theft Auto game that came out that's online capability, and it is PS4 related, but Grand Theft Auto is not considered a racing game.
I'm happy to defer to those of you who know more about video games and go with Gran Turismo.
So, Carmela, what do you think?
I think you suck, Chris.
Oh, wow.
She would never say that. Carmela would never say that.
Anyway, all right.
No, but he didn't expect it either.
That's true.
All right, so Emily, you good with Gran Turismo then? Because I have nothing else.
I feel as good about Gran Turismo as I did about France.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
All right. In that
Okay.
case, we're locking.
I'm going to slide this elevator right over to Chris's side.
You just got burned.
Go ahead and lather that up, Chris.
All right, we're locking in with Gran Turismo.
I also said Gran Turismo.
Yep, I love me some Gran Turismo.
All right.
I was really hoping I was going to make up that ground. Now I can't make up the ground. I'm locked out of the lead.
So, your last question before the gauntlet is the showdown.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Oh, man, there's 3 of them. That's going to make this hard. So the rules of the showdown, very important. You cannot... Actually, you can't anyway. There's nobody in the room to talk to. Never mind. You're good.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk it out, and you can absorb everything.
But that is true.
Yeah.
But the rule is if I was here with somebody else, we would have to talk out loud
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely.
I have a list pulled directly from IMDb of 45 movies in which Tom Hanks is cast, excluding animated films / voice-only roles. So no Polar Express and no Toy Story. So we're going to start with the second place team / person, which will be Jonathan. And we're going to name off one at a time. And the first team that is not able to produce an answer results in 10 points for the other team. And Jonathan, we're going to start with you.
Forrest Gump.
Emily, do you want to answer one first?
How about Big?
Big is correct.
Apollo 13.
Apollo 13 is correct.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia is correct.
Castaway.
Castaway is correct.
I'm going to go with Splash.
Splash is correct.
Sleepless in Seattle.
Sleeps in Seattle is correct.
How about... Okay, well, what about The Post?
Oh, the one... Is that
With
what it's
Meryl
called?
Streep.
Is that the one? Is that what it's called, though?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay. All right, I'm good with that then.
Your answer is what?
Emily?
The Post?
The Post is correct.
Yeah, The Post.
Good job, Emily.
The Green Mile.
Green Mile's correct.
Rebecca?
I wanted to go with Turner and Hooch.
Nice.
Ooh. I love Turner and Hooch.
Correct.
Kidding me? That's awesome. Oh man, I'm ew, yuck. Okay. Joe versus the volcano.
Nice job, Jonathan.
That's correct.
Oh, that was actually going to be my answer. That's the funny part right there. I'm going to say Castaway.
I already said it.
Oh, you already said it? Okay. I apologize for that then. All right. Nope. Splash.
You already said it.
You already said that.
You already said
said
that
it.
Oh,
one.
my dear Lord. You threw
What
me
about,
off.
You personally said it.
Sounds like Emily's got an idea.
All right. Go
What
ahead,
about-
Emily.
Sully, where he's the plane captain.
Oh, yeah. Very
yes.
nice. Yep. Let's do that. Sully.
Sully's correct.
You've got mail.
You've got Mail's correct.
All right. I really need to feel like I need to redeem myself here. That stunk. That was terrible.
Saving Mr. Banks. I just watched that.
Oh. All right. Yeah. Saving Mr. Banks.
That's correct.
The Terminal.
Terminal's correct.
Do only movies that have already been released count?
So this list would be as of 2018 or
Okay.
2019. Actually, I could double check.
I know he's going to be in the new movie about Mr. Rogers, and I
Yeah.
just saw a trailer for it, but it's not out yet, so
These
I don't
are
believe
released-
that's going to be on the list.
These are released movies.
How about
Yeah.
she said Saving Mr. Banks. How about Saving Private Ryan?
Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, I've got a great one. Okay, I've got one.
Okay.
I can't believe I hadn't thought of it sooner. It's one of my favorite movies.
I have run out.
Are you tapping?
No, I'm not tapping. I'm
Okay.
about to guess one. Peace Corps.
I have a couple more.
What's your answer?
Peace Corps.
Peace Corps is not a correct answer.
Yes.
Anybody else have any more?
Money Pit.
Money Pit? Yep. Anyone else? Any others?
And the Da Vinci Code.
Oh,
Yep.
no.
Yep. Any
Yep.
others?
Let's see. We got That Thing You Do, which was his first directorial movie, as well as being in it.
Yep. That Thing You Do. Yep.
He was in the what was the other Da
Angels
Vinci
and
movie?
Demons.
Angels and Demons.
Yep.
That's
Angels
right.
and Demons.
And then he did the third one. Believe it or not, they made the three of those movies in that.
Yep.
And I think we're good. Let's
Yes,
let's go ahead and finish up so we can.
A League of Their Own, Road to Perdition, Larry Crown. Trying to think if there's any
Larry
other
Crown
big ones you
actually
didn't
was
say.
really good. He directed that movie also.
The Burbs, Dragnet. There's a few. There's a few. in there.
Dragnet was great with Dan Aykroyd.
All right.
Yes.
So the 10 points will go to Chris, Emily,
I
and
feel
Rebecca.
awful. Oh my God, I feel awful. I love A League of Their Own.
You don't have to feel awful.
Dragnet.
I named like 6 movies. One of them already named. That was
true.
terrible.
That's true.
That was horrible.
We should make it a rule where if you name something that's already been said, you're out. That should be
I
in
think
there.
that's a good rule to add for the future.
'Cause you gotta
I'll make
pay
a note of that.
attention.
I'll make a note.
I
of
really thought I paid attention. I don't know where
You
I should
always
wrote
think
it
you
down.
pay
gotta-
attention.
Keep a running list.
Mean.
It's not
Yeah.
mean.
Totally mean.
Have a list.
You should.
How many times have you said, "Oh, I guess I didn't hear the question right"?
Well, okay.
You
I
think
think
you're paying
I think
attention.
all of us have said that. So I think
All
you
right.
need to shut your face with your face.
Only happens with you.
Shut your face with
whatever.
your face. Shut your
Swallow your head.
Shut your
All
face
right.
with your
so
face.
Ben, going into Gauntlet, what's the scores?
The scores are Chris, Emily, and Rebecca have 152 points. Jonathan has 120 points.
I don't have 130. I got one right
You
that
have
round.
100. Chris, Emily, and Rebecca have 152 points. Jonathan has 130 points. Ben made a math error. I do that once a month.
Is it that time of the month, Ben?
I haven't made one yet, so that's my one.
Wow.
Apparently, it is.
Yep.
All right. So Ben, what's the category for the Gauntlet?
Category is
For those about to rock!
Say that again.
For those about to rock!
I took my headphones off, and it did not get better. He's right next to me.
I still have no idea what you said.
For those about to rock, Ben needs a lozenge.
My wager's locked in.
Mr. Young, we are locked in.
right. So I'm not going to scream it anymore.
Thank you, because I don't think your throat can take it anymore.
My throat can take a lot, sir.
That's what I've heard.
As soon as it left my lips, I knew that was a softball going straight over Jonathan's home plate. All right. As Chris winds up.
Oh, Chris, you
Oh,
guys did the
man.
best. Chris is doing the best.
You know, I wish it were possible for us, instead of doing show titles, that we just have gifs of people's faces.
This
That would be
is so
amazing.
awesome. Chris, he's rounding second. He's going to third. He's going to third.
I feel like he's got that music playing. Dun, 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 dun,
He's still going.
dun.
He's going.
Dun,
He's
dun,
in the
dun,
He's home. He made it home. He's jumping. Yeah.
Dun,
So
dun,
Chris
dun, dun,
literally.
dun.
Chris just slow motion pantomimed the whole process of swinging the bat, like loading up, swinging the bat, hitting a home run, looking at the home run, and then trotting around the bases in his chair. It was amazing. That was incredible.
All right. Here are your questions then for those about to rock. The largest rock in the world is Mount Augustus, and it is located in what country?
Well,
And just like that, Jonathan's thoughts are evaporated.
I've never heard of Mount Augustus. All right, I'm locked in with my wrong answer.
All right.
Ladies.
I have no clue.
Hey, I have less than no clue.
My audio cut out, so I didn't actually hear the
You
question.
still have the same answer the rest of us do.
It won't help you. You still won't know.
Wow.
Great.
Jar of nothing is being passed around. So, to repeat, the largest rock in the world is Mount Augustus, and it is located in what country?
Oh. Well, that's not helpful.
I thought when she said well, that she was
So,
just like,
now that I've heard the question, I don't have
For a
any better
second there, I
answer
thought we
than
had
I
a
did.
glimmer of hope.
all right, we're locked in.
All right. Here's your second question. The category title that I screamed and made everybody deaf is an AC/DC album title. Within one, in what year was that album released?
I'm locked in.
We're locked in.
Here's your last question in the Gauntlet category. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's body art tells stories, much like his character Maui from Moana. In what month was The Rock born?
I wonder if there are clues in there, or if Ben's just throwing random words on a question.
Don't appear to have anything to do with each other.
I actually have an idea.
I'm locked in.
All right, let's lock it in.
All right, we're locked in.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and read off your answers one at a time, and then I will reveal whether you are correct or not.
We're reading them off.
Reading mouth. Word of mouth, ludicrous. All right.
A-Town.
Peace up, A-Town down. The largest rock in the world is Mount Augustus, and it is located in what country?
I didn't know, but there was a Roman emperor named Augustus, so I guessed Italy.
All right.
All right, we went with Emily on this one. Emily, what was your thoughts?
We said Australia.
All right. The title of this category is an AC/DC album. Within one, in what year was it released?
I guess 1981.
All right.
And we guessed 1982.
All right. And what month was The Rock born?
So my logic was he brought up Moana, which is ocean-based, which might make him think of Aquarius as the water bearer, so I guessed February.
All right.
I remember that one of his tattoos was of the Brahma bull. He had a smaller one, then he got the larger one that's like over most of his chest now. I asked the ladies what was Taurus, and we talked about between April and May, and we decided to go with May.
All right. So, Mount Augustus is located in Australia.
Yay!
Wow.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was born in the same month as me, which is the month of May. He is a Taurus.
Wow.
And for those about The Rock, was released in 1981.
Yes, we got it.
So
Emily
nailed
saved
the-
you. If you'd have gone 83, it would have been a miss. I can't believe I got it on the money.
Nice one, Emily.
Nice job, Emily.
Oh, man, you guys, I cannot believe you got that gauntlet right. I thought you missed at least 2 questions in that gauntlet.
Oh, that
Man.
was super lucky.
Well, We know how this game's going to end. I can tell you this. I bet 22 points.
All right. We thought that's what you might were going to order.
Good logic there, Chris, with what he was going to do.
That's great logic.
Man, the occasional rare good logic, Chris. You almost never hear that.
That is the first time I've ever heard that.
Yeah.
All right, so Jonathan, you finished with 108 points. So, Chris, Emily, and Rebecca, as long as you did not wager any more
They got
than
it right.
negative 42 points, you should be okay. So, what did you wager?
Jonathan's told us we're not allowed to wager negative points. We've tried that before.
Well,
He
the
doesn't
Orr
like
brothers
it,
broke that rule a long time ago.
Fair enough. Well, we ended up just betting 5. We did a very safe bet to try to cover Jonathan if he got it right.
So, with a final score of 157 to 108, your winners today are Chris, Emily, and Rebecca. Congratulations.
Good job, ladies. That was not, Chris should not be the first name on there. It should be Emily, Rebecca, and, that guy.
That was a great job. You guys earned
With
that win.
apologies to Fran.
I'm thoroughly impressed that you got the gauntlet. That was impressive.
That gauntlet was challenging.
It was. I agree, obviously. All right. Well, before we wrap up, we'd like to give everybody a chance to do shout-outs or promote a cause that they care about. Emily, why don't we start with you?
Well, I think the main thing I care about, being a teacher, I say support your public schools, get involved in your kids' lives, extracurriculars, have conversations with their teachers, and know what they're doing.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Love it.
Very well said.
Rebecca, what about you?
Well, I mentioned that my passion is nature photography. So if anybody's interested in checking that out, my page is briarcliffphotography.com. I have a Facebook page with that name too. So you're welcome to check that out if you like pictures of birds and dragonflies and that kind of thing.
Awesome.
Love
Rebecca,
it.
are you on the Instagram also?
I'm not. I'm just on Facebook and the webpage.
Understood.
Oh, you know what? Time to get on Instagram. That's where all the pictures are. You got to know it's scary, scary world out there.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of pictures out there already.
All right.
Fantastic. I want to check it out.
That's awesome. So that is going to wrap us up. So for Rebecca and Emily and Chris and Ben, I'm Jonathan, and this has been another episode of Trivial Warfare, where it's not just trivia, it's war. Bye, guys.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Trivial Warfare. Be sure to check out the revamped TrivialWarfare.com as your one-stop shop to submit questions, join the community, and get access to over 150 archived episodes. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. For help with your podcast, visit ProPodcastingServices.com.
Well, it's the main and sharks are the main reason why Jonathan will not go on a cruise.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, it just saddens me because you could have so much fun on a cruise.
Is, if you're in a cruise,
dude, listen.
If you're in a cruise and you end up in the water, you're dead anyway. Shark or no shark.
There have been 7 Sharknadoes. Are you telling me
Have there been 7?
that's not enough?
I thought there was only 5.
There have not been 7.
All right, 5, whatever. It's enough for me to not want to be near it when it happens.
Oh my god.
But they were in a city when the Sharknado happened.
How many cruise ships did they have to go through to get to the city, Chris?
I don't think any. I didn't see any cruise ships.
It's not part of the movie. It was real life.
I ain't afraid of no sharks.
Oh my god.
She said, hey, I was at the Jeopardy auditions yesterday, which, by the way, congratulations, Katie and Andrew, but you know you were in the same one. And she says, when they called my name, somebody got up and walked over to me and said, hey, you're the one doing the trivia calendar with Trivial Warfare, aren't you?
That's
Awesome.
amazing.
I know, right? How great is that?
That's awesome.
My friend Aaron posted a picture of a face that was made out of like a mosaic from her trip to Mexico, and it looked like it was made of ham and cheese. Like it was these ham colors and different types of cheese colors. And so I put a comment on her post, and I was like, is this made of food? Is this ham and cheese? She's like, this is a Diego Rivera
You're just hungry.
original. I'm like, It looks like ham and cheese.
Were you feeling humbled after that?
A little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit. I'm sure she got a kick out
You were
of
very
my
hungry apparently
stupidity.
when you were looking at it.
I'll show you a picture.
Okay.
You could make this out of food.
Okay, fair enough. I like making things out of food. Especially, food.
Mm.
I didn't have a lot of sleep though.
It wasn't me.
So coming out of the it's long
I
story.
let you go early.
No, my churn hopped in the bed.
Churn, no,
late at
just
night.
one churn.
I had my churn.
Singular churn.
No,
My churn came in the room at like 1:30 in the morning and hopped in the bed and pushed me out, and I had to sleep in different beds. There wasn't enough room for all of us.
I got news for you. No, I don't actually have news for you. All I'm saying is you better own your bed. Everybody else can get out except for me.
King-size bed.
Listen, there are advantages to sleeping in a different room. I can have the temperature exactly the way that I want it.
Man.
Well, if you're looking for a fun fact from the Warm It Up, the Monticello House and the Montpelier, they are across from each other, and Thomas Jefferson designed Montpelier for Madison, and he did it so that the doorway was just a little too short for Madison, so he had to bow down facing Jefferson every morning when he got up.
That's a small ass door because Madison was only 5'4".
Wow. That's
At least that's the
is
the
like
legend
that's
around
next
there.
level pettiness right there.
And by the way, if you guys are live at the Trivia National Championships, you might be able to witness a something like that.
Yeah,
would have already
those
been
are
released.
over.
Yep.
Oh, that's a bummer.
It was actually we had a lot of fun there.
We had
We had
fantastic
a ton of fun.
time.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was fantastic.
Y'all know that thing that I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Apparently, I'm in a relationship now.
Are
Who
you?
knew that was going to happen?
Whoa, that's
Ben,
crazy.
do you remember
town.
anything from it?
Oh, I remember enough.
All right.
I remember enough. I don't drink when I gamble.
And
So.
Ben won big.
I always do.
He won a copy of the movie Big on DVD.
I always do, baby. I always win big.
He won big.
You better bet on black, baby.